Alright everyone, if you can't tell, it's absolutely pouring outside right now. And I mean pouring. Pretty good. Pulled off to the side of the road so I can grab this. I had 2 cars go by. What do we got out here? Oh, salt spreader. I'll take that. I don't know how much more snow we're going to get, especially if it's raining today. But it is raining. And we're out here no matter what. I did get smart. I wore a rain jacket. I didn't play the odds this morning of let me just wear a hoodie and be miserable. I actually put on a rain jacket. Let's make it a good one. Well, let's make it a good one. Find some treasure and try to stay dry as best we could. Let's do it. This thing is very, very floppy. I wonder if one of the joints inside went bad, unless that's how it's supposed to be. Kind of hard to show you, but how are they supposed to do that? Might see another one across the street. I see something over here I want to grab, so let's go across the street first and see if this is actually what I think it is. Although I don't whip the camera back and forth, I do look both ways. That's never back and forth. I believe the motor is somewhere down there, maybe? Maybe it's missing. No, motor might be there. See this bin over here. How you doing? I think that's that lady's bin. Wouldn't be a winter trash picking episode without one of these. Now, I did have someone ask me why I don't plug in all these things, and like I kind of said, I've made, you know, how many videos? 1,200 plus episodes trash picking. I've kind of answered every single question multiple times. So they were asking me why I scrap these rather than just plug them in and see if they work. Like I said, over 1,200 episodes here on YouTube of nothing but trash picking. If you guys have any sort of question, my best advice, sit down, binge watch the channel for a bit. A lot of fun, a lot of things have happened over the many years, but the reason why I don't test a lot of electronics that I find in the trash is because I don't know why they threw it out. It could have sparked, it could have smoked, it could have cut off their circuit breaker, and I have personal experience from testing one item, a drill that I found in the trash that I was going to sell rather than scrap. It's one of those old aluminum power drills. And I was like, maybe I'll get $3 for this thing. Scrap, 80 cents, maybe $1. And so I plugged it in, and for whatever reason, it blew all the electric I had on the second floor of my barn. And I went to the circuit breaker, I replaced fuses, I turned it on, turned it off. Every trick in the book, tried different outlets, nothing worked. For 3 years, a great mystery on that second floor of why I didn't have any electric, no light, nothing. And from that moment on, I was like, you know, I'm never testing something I find in the trash ever again. If it's electric, and if it's something that's not even really worth much. A used heater. People are really not going to be buying a used heater at the flea market in the middle of summer. You know, if it's in a box, it's different. But a used one, So that is why I do it. And like I said, make sure to sit down, check out the channel. Over 1,200 episodes of trash picking, the most on YouTube, the longest active playlist as well. lots of fun, lots of treasure have been had, and definitely a lot more here in the future. Hopefully this rain knocks out some of the snow, because right now I'm kind of parked in the middle of the road. When we come back up the road, I'll show you. Not too bad, I just looked over. Good thing I don't wear a head mount. If I wore a head mount, whipping my head back and forth and everything, you guys be sick as a dog watching this video. Do miss the sunny days, the warm days, but hey, I'll take this 40-degree weather, a little bit of rain. I think because we've been so cold this year, it's not too bad out there. I think since we've been so cold this year, when it's 40 degrees and raining, it's not like those spring days. You know, like in spring when like you're outside. Well, I guess it's kind of could be irrelevant because maybe your spring is completely different from my spring. In fact, I've really only known northeast spring and like northern southern spring. But you'll get days where it's like 30 degrees and rain, just like today. For whatever reason, after being in the 50s or 60s, you might underdress and you're just miserable and cold. You know what I feel like saying at like a sporting event, kids baseball game, t-ball game. It's 45 degrees out, raining, and you're so cold, you're kind of shaking, your hands are kind of red. Doesn't feel like that today, but I think that's because we've been experiencing a really rough winter. That'd be my guess. See a dog in the window. Kind of funny. What is up with us finding all these vacuum cleaners all the time now? Are these the same ones? No, they just have the same colors. Both have that purple and whatever. Purple must be the color. I don't know why that is. Why do people decide purple is a good color for a vacuum cleaner? We did get on a little rant there at one time about the vacuum cleaners, and maybe they make colors intentionally not what you want to put them on sale so you buy it because it's a better deal. Might have said that too fast for some people to comprehend, but they'll make a vacuum cleaner in 2 or 3 colors, and then the one color they'll make it something that you don't really want, or the majority of people don't want, and then they'll discount it, causing you to be like, oh, that's such a great deal. Oh, I know it's in purple. Well, it's $50 off. I guess I'll buy it. Meanwhile, the vacuum cleaner, you know, they still made a profit of $100 on it. Rather than 150, they made 100. Big whoop-de-doo. Tricks of the trade. I have the music bumping right now. You guys might remember that fighter jet thing I found last week. My good friend Dave knows the guy. I think he gave me more accessories. Fighter jet. Oh, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Patchy. They gave me some wristwatches. There's probably one in there. Here's that game. Let's see. Patchy, the Combat Helicopter Simulation. You know, I never actually heard of that game. Is this Microsoft Flight Simulator X? No, it's not. I don't know which one this is. Looks fairly old. Let's try to find a date. 1995. Huh. X is the one. Didn't X come out like in 2000 something? There was one that was really, really well known in the flight simulator world. That is, what does that really mean? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not X. Anyway, I've had like 3 Flight Simulator games in my life. It's like one of those things where it's kind of fun to play for maybe 2 weeks. And they're like, well, we're literally just flying an airplane straight in the air. It's like, we're just sitting in the air for like 2 hours. What's the next step? Cool nonetheless. I've never seen that combat game, which is pretty neat. Alright, the rain's kind of subsiding a little bit. Man, I got a lot of junk out here. I'm gonna have to do some quick organizing. Probably take out this guy, obviously. That is a nice red bin. So I guess trash things are kind of done. We're going to run to the metal yard. That is a nice red bin. It has junk inside it, like actual trash. I don't know if it's clothes or whatever it might be. Yeah, some clothes, piece of dirty Tupperware. These red bins, and then the ones with the yellow lids on top, aside from those green bins I use, are like my weakness. I keep them all the time I find them. I keep pretty much every bin with a lid. I don't know why. I have probably close to 200 bins in storage, just because they're good bins. But at some point, I gotta get rid of them. But the red bins, the yellow bins, and then those green folding bins are great for selling at the flea market because they all stack extremely well when loading the van. Big thing with that is you can have bins of all different sizes, but they're not going to stack well. Having it all universal is very, very nice. So that's why I grabbed that. Usually I wouldn't be grabbing bins from the side of the road. I'm going to take some of this metal in. And I think we're going to run inside and also get 2 spools of wire. I was using my wire stripper yesterday. And with the, I call it braided wire. I think it's called strand. I don't know. I had a name on it. I think it was strand. Long story short, it wasn't fun splitting it at all. So I'm just not going to split that kind of stuff unless it's a thicker gauge, because it was just an absolute mess. And wires are actually flying everywhere because they kept breaking. It was so thin. So I'm going to just take those spools in as is, and then I'm going to try organizing some of this stuff, and we'll be off to the metal yard to make some more money. All right, on to the metal yard. Yeah, I'll show you what I brought over. I brought over some aluminum. I brought over, I think, 4 spools of wire. I had to go through my bin of all my spools because I have like 8 more spools left to go. If you guys might remember, 2 years ago in an estate auction, I bought contents of a whole shed, and inside that shed, there's a drawer. I opened up that drawer, and there had to be about 15 spools of wire. And I would try selling it. However, the means to go about selling that stuff and dealing with people, it's just not worth the headache. I know it's worth more, obviously, from Lowe's or Home Depot, but some of the spools are half the amount, and I'm not going to measure how much feed is there and do all that to make myself another $3 or $5, maybe $10, and meet someone, and Facebook Marketplace, they don't show up. I spend 30 minutes doing this. Just scrap the thing. You know, people try to micromanage way too much. If you got something that works, stick to it. I only paid, I think, $10 for the contents of that building. And I'm trying to remember why I even bought it. I think I bought it because there was something in there, but I don't know what was in there. We're back over here. Looks like someone's not separating their auto cast or their dirty aluminum, those like tripod looking things. These guys, these are actually dirty aluminum, and this is auto cast, which is almost twice the price of light iron. So yeah, well, for whatever reason, I got premium insulated wire price, so he must have deemed that it was enough for premium insulated wire. And with that said, I got $38. So I got another 80 cents per pound at 19 pounds. That's like, what, about $14 or $15 more? Somewhere in that ballpark. Math isn't the best right there. No, it'd probably be, what, $16 more? Whatever it is, that's more than I spent for that that shed. I can't remember if I spent $5 or $10 for the contents of the shed. And I still have like a bunch more spools to go. And then I had some sheet aluminum, which I got $2 for. I had 4 pounds of that. There wasn't really much there. And then light iron, obviously, is $10.40. However, it all rounded up, came out to exactly $50 on the dot. So not too bad. Overall, another fun day of treasure hunting, trash picking. It's been raining. I had to change my sweatshirt, my clothes, my socks. But we made it do. Hopefully you guys are staying dry this early spring, I guess, or actually late winter. And I'll catch you guys next time for next episode here with Taco Stacks. Enjoy your rest of your day. Trash picking another one, heading right up, and we'll see what the next adventure brings. So catch you guys next time for next episode. If you guys enjoy, hit the like button, subscribe down below. Until next time, have a great day. Keep living the dream. Peace.